What is going on, guys? It's your boy Dylan the Villain. I'm coming back at you once again with some Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. It is Monday, week 1 of May 1997. It is Monday Night Raw. Raw is War. And we're going to go ahead and start the pre-show off in an abysmal pre-show match. Edge and Christian defeat TNA in 1308 when Edge pinned Prince Albert with a missile dropkick. The segment got a 36. Edge with a 37, Christian with a 39, Prince Albert with a 25, and Test with a 19. Edge and Christian showed excellent tag team chemistry, teaming together, announced the quality, and color commentary gave the match a boost, like always. We are in front of 15,494 people in the Case Arena in Seattle, Washington. So let's go on to the next pre-show match. And it is an abysmal pre-show match. Shawn Stasiak defeated Tasha Michinoku, Gangrel, and Val Venus when Shawn Stasiak submitted Val Venus. Taka Michinoku with a 35, Gangrel with a 34, Shawn Stasiak with a 32, and Val Venus with a 29. The match got a 34. Not bad. So, these are the guys that I had in developmental for ECW. I guess I'm breaking the news right here. Our developmental deal with ECW, they canceled it. So I got all the people that I sent to ECW to get developmental trained back onto the roster. And for that reason, I'll go ahead and announce it right here. I was going to wait on that, but I'll go ahead and announce it right here. We are going to have a brand new show. I started a developmental company, but we are going to have a brand new show called Sunday Night Heat. Yeah, I bet y'all didn't see that one coming. But Sunday Night Heat will be a thing. And we're going to use some of the guys on the lower end of the roster who don't get a lot of TV time. We're going to be making them stories and giving them storylines and stuff like that. Like guys like Val Venus and Shawn Stasiak, Gangrel, and Taka Michinoku will be key players in the developmental system along with Sunday Night Heat. And basically, Sunday Night Heat, I'll just call up guys from developmental to be on the show and have matches and stuff like that. But there will be storylines. There will be things. It may not be a storyline like, hey, this story has advanced, da-da-da-da-da-da. But they will have storylines and stuff like that. So, look forward to Sunday Night Heat. It will premiere after the next Shotgun Saturday Night episode. So, after this episode, Shotgun Saturday Night, and then it will be Sunday Night Heat will be the first episode of Sunday Night Heat. But if you look up here, it says Monday. I will be recording Sunday Night Heat on Tuesdays, and it will be shown on Sundays. So, yeah, look forward to Sunday Night Heat. Hopefully, y'all enjoy that too. But Shawn Stasiak picking up the win over Val Venus by submission. Match got a 34. And we are going to go ahead and move on to the main show. With a 100 banger. Awesome, awesome. I also downloaded a new picture pack. And some of the pictures have changed. And some of them stayed the same. But we open up this segment. And it's Shane McMahon. And he opens up the show. He's standing in the ring. And he goes, for those of y'all who watch Shotgun Saturday Night, you have watched what happens when you cross the boss. Now, I know that there's a group of people out there who's trying to destroy my family name, trying to destroy something that my father and my grandfather built with hard work and determination and dedication to the company that y'all know it's the World Wrestling Federation. But I'm taking care of them in due time. You see, last Monday I had a certain wrestler who decided that the outcome of his pay-per-view match wasn't good enough for him. So he decided to interrupt the ceremony of us crowning the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion, Bret Hart, and giving Bret Hart a ceremony that he quite honestly deserves. And I'm kind of standing with Bret Hart on this one. I really don't know why my mom, God rest her soul, would hire somebody who a beer drinking redneck who flips off everybody in the crowd and who doesn't listen to authority. And the crowd pops and they're just like, yeah, yeah, fuck the system, fuck the authority, fuck all that shit, yeah, break the rules. And Shane's just like, yeah, I figured y'all would like that. That's why last Shotgun Saturday night, I made him run a gauntlet. And did he succeed? Oh, he came pretty close, but like always, the Big Show Paul White, my personal bodyguard, put him down. And unfortunately, Paul White can't be here with us tonight. He's dealing with some personal issues tonight, so he will not be with us tonight. But that's all right. I don't need Paul White by my side to protect me, because I showed clearly what will happen if you try to attack me and lay your hands on me. Now, my dad is in the hospital hurt from the vicious attack from Sting, The Undertaker, and Kane. But I'm not my father. I'll handle my business the way that I handle my business. So that brings me to the group of men that I was talking about earlier. Sting, The Undertaker, and Kane. Now, I know that Sting is not a contract wrestler here in the World Wrestling Federation. And I know that he wants to see the demise of my family name and the business of the World Wrestling Federation. But I've sent many people his way. I've sent Vader to try to take out The Undertaker. I sent Big Show to try to take out The Undertaker. And I don't know what's gotten into The Undertaker. Maybe he's found maybe Sting tapped into some unholy power within inside The Undertaker or something, but he seems like he can't be stopped. So that brings me to tonight's matchup. You see, Steve Austin, you want a rematch against Bret the Hitman Hart, and you want it bad. And The Undertaker says that because he's defeated Vader, he's next in line for a World Wrestling Federation heavyweight title shot. Now, I don't deny that fact. I do not deny the fact that The Undertaker should be number one contender. But why would I give the number one contendership to somebody who has set my mother ablaze? Somebody who's killed my mom. We have called the cops, we have called the authorities, and nobody seems to find the location of The Undertaker. Him and Sting and Kane appears whenever they feel like appearing. So I have an offer for you, Sting. You say you want The Undertaker to become the World Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion. I'll give you that opportunity tonight. You see, if your man, The Undertaker, can defeat Stone Cold Steve Austin tonight, I will reward The Undertaker with the World Wrestling Federation heavyweight championship match. But I'm a fair boss. I'm fair. Austin, I know that you would love to get your hands on Bret Hart once again. So tonight, if you can beat The Undertaker, I'll reward you with a World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship matchup. And all of a sudden, Bret Hart's music hits, and he comes out on the stage with Owen Hart and Jim Neidhart behind him, and he goes, Shane, I understand that you're the commissioner, or your dad put you in charge, or whatever your title is. You're the matchmaker here, until Vince gets back. I respect you and your father dearly. I respect y'all more than anybody in the back respects y'all. But Shane, I honestly have to say I don't believe that's quite fair for me as your World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship to compete against Austin once again, even if he does win, compete against Austin, somebody who I beat 3 times in a row already. And I don't think that you should reward somebody like The Undertaker a World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship matchup, because I feel like if he attacks me or hurts me and my family, then I would have to follow through with legal actions. And Shane goes, well, see, here's the thing. Bret says I would have to follow through with legal actions. And Bret goes, huh? You know, Bret, you're on to something tonight. You're on to something. Yeah, you're right, Bret. You're right. You know what? I'm a fair boss. I'm a fair boss. And I'll tell you what. Why don't we make tonight's main event a tag team match? And Bret, he kind of stands there and he raises his eyebrow. He's like, oh, yeah, okay, a tag team match. Bret goes, I'm listening. He goes, tonight we'll have The Undertaker and Kane, two people who are signed to the World Wrestling Federation and who's been a thorn to my family side for a very long time now. And you got Bret Hart. You got Steve Austin. So I'll tell you what, Bret. Tonight, you'll team up with your arch enemy, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Bret kind of looks, he's like, what? What did you just say? Bret's like, yeah, you heard me correctly. Tonight, you will team up with Stone Cold Steve Austin to take on Kane and The Undertaker. Now, here's the catch, Bret. If you can pick up the pinfall tonight, either over Kane or The Undertaker, then at the next pay-per-view, Bad Blood, you won't have to defend your World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship match against anyone. Guaranteed, I will sign the contract on Shotgun Saturday night. I will sign the contract saying that you don't have to compete. Hell, I'll give you the rest of the month off if you can pull off the victory. And Bret kind of stands there and he's just like, so what's the catch? He's like, the catch is that if you don't play nice with Austin, or Austin doesn't play nice with you, then I'll reward The Undertaker his World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. And Bret's kind of standing there. He's like, oh, man. Like, damn. Damn. Oh, damn. And he goes, that goes for Austin. If Austin can't play nice, then not only will Austin not receive a World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship, but as long as you're the champion, he will never receive a World Wrestling Federation Championship matchup again. But if he can pick up the pinfall, he will be facing you at the pay-per-view. And if Undertaker picks up the pinfall, if Undertaker or Kane pick up the pinfall, then The Undertaker will be facing you at the pay-per-view. And Bret's just like, that's not fair. That's dumb. Why can't I team up with Owen? And Shane goes, I've spoken. I said all I had to say. And the segment got 100, like I figured it would. All the storylines, Darkest Days, the U.S. versus Canada, and Bad Attitude advances. Undertaker did good, Bret Hart did good, Stone Cold, Sting, blah, blah, blah. Everybody did good. So we're going to move on to the next segment. So tonight's main event will be a tag team match. We'll see The Undertaker and Kane take on Bret the Hitman Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin. If Stone Cold can pick up the win for his team, Stone Cold will receive a World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight title shot. And if either man on Kane or The Undertaker's team picks up the pinfall, they will receive a World Wrestling Federation title shot. And if Bret Hart can pick up the victory for his team, he will not have to compete. So there's some kind of kinks in the chain, I guess you can say, because Stone Cold's not going to let Bret Hart pick up the victory. And so Stone Cold's going to seek out making sure that he's the one who picks up the pinfall on his team, while Kane and The Undertaker just have to team up with each other and make sure one of them picks up the victory. It's going to be one hell of a main event here tonight. We're going to move on to our next segment now. And it is our opening contest. In an abysmal match, Jushin Thunder Liger defeated Jerry Lynn by pinfall with a sheer drop brainbuster. These two men always have great matches. The match got a 38. I'm sure these two men put on a technical masterpiece. Jushin Thunder Liger with a 51, Jerry Lynn with a 45. Announced the quality gave the match a boost, but the crowd wasn't too pleased of seeing people who outside of the pre-show between workers that they're not interested in. And that's another reason why I want to create Sunday Night Heat, to give guys like this some TV time and tell stories with the light heavyweight division and stuff like that. So we're going to move on to the next segment. This was our opening contest. Got a 38. Not bad, not bad. In our other opening contest, in a terrible match, Rikishi defeats Big Daddy V by submission once again. Rikishi, the submission expert here, making everybody tap out here recently. Big Daddy V had an in-ring performance of 46, while Rikishi with a 53. Rikishi getting some numbers there. Announced the quality gave the match a boost, and the match got a 54. We move on to a promo, and it is a update on Chris Jericho. As we seen on Shotgun Saturday Night after the match, The Rock beats Chris Jericho in the middle of the ring with the Rock Bottom 1-2-3, but after the match, Jericho goes to roll out of the ring, and he collapses. And The Rock seems to have checked on Jericho. Not friendly check, but he showed concern over Jericho's well-being as Jericho and the medical staff took Jericho out. The word on Chris Jericho is that he will not be here tonight, and we do not know if he's going to be on Shotgun Saturday Night after the vicious attack by the Big Show and then competing in the ladder match. And then the next night, basically in 3 nights in a row, Chris Jericho put his body through hell. So we do not know the medical condition of Chris Jericho, but we have word that Chris Jericho will not be here tonight. We do not know if he's going to be on Shotgun Saturday Night or Sunday Night Heat, but he will not be here tonight. We move on to the next segment. And it is, we see Jeff Jarrett. And Jeff Jarrett is standing there with Michael Cole, and Michael Cole goes, Jeff, last week we heard from you about how you're looking forward to entering yourself in the King of the Ring, but ever since you broke up with your former partner, Shane Helms, nobody has seen Shane Helms. Nobody's heard from Shane Helms. Nobody can even find Shane Helms. And Jeff Jarrett goes, I don't give a damn about that stupid-ass Shane Helms. I don't care, all right? I simply don't give a damn about that peon slapnut, all right? And honestly, quite frankly, I don't know why they got a slapnut peon like yourself, Michael Cole, coming to interview me. Now, I done told you once before, I don't care. And I done told you once before that I'm entering the King of the Ring, and I'm going to go on to win the King of the Ring. And I'm going to become the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion. I got my eyes set on bigger prizes here in the World Wrestling Federation. I don't want to be teamed up with some loser like Shane Helms who thinks he's a security guard when the only thing that he can't even protect himself from the boogeyman at night. Yeah, that's right. He has to sleep with a nightlight. And Michael Cole goes, oh, okay. And he's like, so I don't care about Shane Helms. And honestly, next time you interview me about Shane Helms, I'm going to take this guitar right here and I'm going to smash it over your damn head. Now, if you excuse me, I got to go compete tonight and show everybody in the arena here in Seattle and everybody around the world why I'm the greatest damn thing since fried chicken wings. Now get out of my way. And Jeff Jarrett pushes him out of the way and he heads to the ring. And in that match, in a decent match, Jeff Jarrett defeats Mark Marrow. Hey, Mark Marrow. In 7:55 with a flying dropkick. We have to change his finishing move. Jeff Jarrett with a 74, good rating, and Mark Marrow with a 57, which is not bad. Sable did good ring. Did some good work at ringside. Now some quality and color gave the match a boost, and the match got a 72. That's not a bad rating. Not a bad rating from Jeff Jarrett and Mark Marrow. Last time we seen Mark Marrow, he was being, I guess you could say, sexually assaulted by Goldust. And that brings up, after the match, Goldust then appears on the thing, and he goes, Mark, oh yeah, I know that our friendship has only just begun. I don't know why you have to hide in the dark on who you really are, Mark, and the feelings that you have for me. I know that you said you loved me, Mark. You said that you would never abandon me, but here you are denying the love and the passion that we have. And Mark's standing in the ring. He's like, "What the hell is he talking about? I'm married to Sable, my hot wife, Sable." And he goes, "I know that you've been hiding the truth from Sable for a very long time, or who you really are, Mark. You're a monster. You're a monster of a man, and oh, I love it. Oh, I want you to open up and show the world the type of freak that you can be. Ooh, I want you to be bad again, Mark. I want you to be the wild man that you say that you are." And Mark Marrows, he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy?" You know, like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude, man? And Goldust, you know, it finally shows Goldust's full thing, and he has like a gimp suit on and shit, and his face is painted green and different and everything like that. And he's looking a bit different and everything like that. Mark Marrow is standing there, and Goldust is like, "I can't wait to place my hands on that beautiful body of yours once again. I'll see you soon, Mark. I'll see you real, real soon." And segment got a 93. Awesome job by Goldust once again. I'm a huge Goldust fan. And when we first started the save, he failed a drug test, so I had to suspend him for a little while. And was hoping that he would learn his lesson from the suspension. So far, so good on Goldust. So if you just magically see Goldust disappear again, it's because I had to send him to rehab. But hopefully we don't have to do that once again. But Goldust doing an amazing job on the mic. Goldust basically carrying the storyline by himself here. We're going to move on to the next segment. And it is a tag team match, and a decent match. Jack and Funk defeat the New Age Outlaws in 12:42 when Cactus Jack pinned Billy Gunn with a double arm DDT. In terms of in-ring work, Cactus Jack is head and shoulders above everybody else. I would say so. He got a 97. Terry Funk with a 75. Road Dogg with a 49, and Billy Gunn with a 55. Cactus Jack and Terry Funk have great tag team chemistry, while Billy Gunn and Road Dogg showed excellent tag team chemistry. Color commentary gave the match a boost. Cactus Jack benefited from having amazing form, but the match only got a 69. I'm pretty sure it was because of I forgot to say, hey, advance the storyline, but that's perfectly fine. It's still a good match, still a banger of a match. Not the best rating that I would want it, but especially with the people involved in it. But it will do. We're going to move on to the next segment. And after that segment, we see Raven show up on the Jumbo TV, and he's standing like in a dark alleyway. You know, I don't know what they're called. He's standing like in an alleyway, and like the things that go to the basement of big giant apartment buildings and stuff like that. Like he's standing in one of those, you know, and the Hardy Boys are just sitting there next to him and stuff. And he goes, "Cactus, I see that you found one of my old rivals in Terry Funk, and you might be asking yourself, you know, Terry Funk runs and it comes by your side, Cactus, and you might be asking yourself, why have I came here to the World Wrestling Federation, a federation that cast me out and pretty much told me I had no career, and then a couple years later they're knocking on my door begging for me to come back, and look at them." Look at him now. You see, I found these two young kids lost without direction. They seemed, dare I say it, broken, misinformed, wearing these bright, colorful clothes and trying to be rockers 2.0. And Lord knows we don't need another Marty Jannetty or Shawn Michaels in the wrestling world. So I took them and took them in and took them into my flock and put them underneath my wing, and I'm showing them the real light, and I'm showing them what the wrestling world is truly about, that they'll chew you up and abandon you when you're at your highest of highs, how it will cast you aside like if you were a nobody. How when you getting pushed to the moon, they'll just release you for no apparent reason because of budget cuts or because you want to go out and have a good time with people. Or you're too wild or chaotic. Well, that brings me to my point. If I'm too chaotic and wild, then why have they hired somebody like you? Why did they hire somebody like Terry Funk? Two people who've shed blood all over this country. Not only this country, but all over Japan. Bleeding, blowing each other up, throwing each other on barbed wire. You say that you're the king of hardcore, Mick. But when the Fed came knocking at your door, what did you do? You packed up your bags and you left. You left the company that took you in when nobody else would. And you left because Big Daddy Vince pays you a little bit more cash, more dineros, more pesos, more euros, whatever. Nobody knows where you're from, Cactus. Nobody cares. You see, the only thing that I care about is how, just like everybody else, just like what they did to me, abandoned me. You abandoned all your friends. Just like you abandoned these two young men. You see, you told these two young men that they had a bright future. At what cost, Mick? At what cost? Because they're willing to throw their bodies on the line like you are? Hell, how long of a career will they have doing that, Mick? How long will they have a career being a glorified stuntman, Mick? Yeah, you and Terry can throw each other and bleed and throw each other on barbed wire and blow yourselves up. Is that an example that you want to set for not only these two young men, but kids all around the world? That's not professional wrestling, Mick. That's not professional wrestling at all. You see, when I went and worked for the other people that now I can't say because we're not on good terms with them anymore. When I was working down there, I fought Terry Funk. And I played his little game of hardcore. And not only did I beat him, but I one-upped him. I showed him what hardcore really is all about. So you sit here and you say you're the king of hardcore, Mick. You go off to Japan and you compete in your little tournament and you win your stupid little trophy. The only reason you won that stupid little trophy is because they didn't invite me. You see, you say that you're the king of hardcore, but I beat the innovator of violence. I beat a homicidal, genocidal, suicidal maniac. I beat somebody who thinks that they're a Tasmanian devil. I beat them all. I even beat the whole freaking show. So now I'm here to take the title of king away from you. I presented you your crown at the pay-per-view. And I want you to wear it with pride. Because it's just a matter of time before, you won't be wearing that crown anymore. Quote the Raven, nevermore. The segment got a 95. Cactus Jack did great. Raven did good. Cactus Jack did good. Nut counts and quality and the color gave the match, gave the segment a boost. We move on to the next segment. Aha, yes. So, Kurt Angle, from those who watched Shotgun Saturday Night, Kurt Angle was unable to compete because he injured his arm in the match with Owen Hart on Monday Night Raw. Owen tried to get a rematch, and Kurt said no, he can't do it, but somebody else would take his place, and he brings out somebody who takes his place. I believe it was Rikishi who ended up taking his place. Rikishi was more than willing to take the spot and do the matchup. So we see Owen Hart once again. We go to commercial after that promo, and we come back, and Owen Hart's standing in the ring. All of a sudden, Kurt Angle's music hits, and he comes out, and this time his arm's still in the sling, but this time it's the opposite arm. And Owen points it out, and he's like, "Wait, it's the wrong arm." And Kurt goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, please, 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 thank you. No, I love you. Yes, I'm more than willing to kiss your baby. Yes, thank you. I know tonight I was supposed to have a rematch against Owen Hart. But once again, as you can see, my arm is not 100%. And Owen's like, "It's the wrong arm." Like, you can hear Owen in the ring, saying, "It's the wrong arm. It's the wrong arm." And Kurt goes, I know that on Saturday it was my right arm, and now I have my left arm, but Sunday I was training for my match, and I end up pulling a muscle in my arm, in my other arm, injuring that. So I'm not 100% able. I'm not medically cleared by the WWE doctors to compete because they are afraid that I'm going to injure my arm even further. So unfortunately, I'm not able to compete tonight. And the crowd starts, the crowd's like, oh, like disappointed, and some of them start booing, and he goes, I know, I'm sorry that I have to take away your Olympic gold medalist, your American hero for tonight. But trust me, like on Shotgun Saturday Night, I have a replacement. I found somebody who's more than willing to compete against you, Owen. And Owen's just like, I don't give a damn who it is. I don't care. I want you. I don't want whoever it is. And Kurt Angle's just like, oh no, Owen. I think you might care who it is tonight because this man has been away for a while, negotiating his his World Wrestling Federation contract here, and he's just re-signed with the World Wrestling Federation, and that man is none other than Psycho Sid. And Owen's like all intense, and then as soon as he says Psycho Sid, Owen, like all the look of terror just goes over Owen's face, and he's just like, oh shit. And Sid comes out, and Kurt looks at him, and Sid kind of looks at Kurt, and he's just like, what a fucking, Kurt's all smiles, and he's smiling. Kurt gives him a big thumbs up, like, go get him, buddy, and gives him a big thumbs up. And Sid kind of just gives him a look like, what the hell, And Sid goes to his ring. In an exceptional match, Owen Hart pulls off the victory. It's supposed to be with a handful of tights. And he defeats Psycho Sid. Yeah, I forgot to fucking say that the storyline, that advances the storyline. That's alright. That's okay. And he defeats Psycho Sid with a handful of tights. He cheats to pick up the victory over Psycho Sid. And after the match, Sid's laying in the middle of the ring, and after the match, Kurt Angle just, he was standing at ringside cheering on Sid. During parts of the match, Kurt Angle would raise both of his arms when Sid would do something, and Kurt would instantly grab his arm that was hurt and be like, I hope nobody saw that. he would be like, ooh, ooh, like faking that his arms hurt and stuff like that. But after the match, Kurt Angle runs in and attacks Owen Hart. He hits Owen Hart in the back of the head after Owen picks up the win. And he starts stomping on Owen Hart and everything. And then he takes off the cast and he celebrates. And the crowd's kind of like, boo, boo. Like, you're supposed to be our American hero. Like, why are you attacking us? Why are you attacking Owen Hart for like this and stuff like that? And Kurt, he does his little taunt where he jumps on one leg and turns around. And he puts Owen in an ankle lock and he locks it in. You know, he doesn't stand up doing it. He does like the old, when Kurt was in like the MMA gimmick back in the 2000s, you know, when he was in the ECW, and he would lay down and put the ankle lock in to where they couldn't reverse it. And that's what Kurt's doing. He's laying down with the ankle lock, and Owen's just tapping, and the referee's breaking him up. And then after the referee breaks him up, Kurt Angle has the intense look on his face, like he's wanting to hurt him. And all of a sudden, he smiles again, and he raises both his arms. He's like, yeah, yeah, USA, USA, USA. And the crowd's kind of just like, you know, the crowd's like, yeah, USA, yeah, okay, yeah, USA. And Kurt's like, thank you, thank you. And then he just, like, some woman has a baby in the front row, and the woman's kind of like, Kurt just runs up to the baby and grabs the baby and just kisses it, and the woman's just like, get the hell off my baby. And Kurt's just like, yeah, yeah, USA, USA. And Kurt runs to the back. And that ends that segment. We move on to the next segment, which is our main event, which is The Undertaker and Kane taking on the enemies of Bret Hart and Steve Austin. Will Bret Hart and Steve Austin cooperate and pull off the win? Will one of them pull off the win, or will the Brothers of Destruction lay destruction on Bret Hart and Steve Austin? In an exceptional match, the Brothers of Destruction defeat Bret Hart and Steve Austin when The Undertaker pins Bret Hart with a double chokeslam. Him and Kane grab him and chokeslam him and pin him in the ring, letting The Undertaker pin him. Kane with a 85, Undertaker with a 96, Steve Austin with a 98, and Bret with a 98. Kane was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everybody else's in-ring performance, but still, he still got an 85. That's still really good. Kane and Paul Bearer have excellent chemistry. Paul Bearer have actually great chemistry. Kane with crowd support and Steve Austin with crowd support. The match got a 96. Not bad, not bad. So Undertaker picking up the win. And after the match, Kane and The Undertaker are not finished. They are not finished whatsoever. And The Undertaker picks up Bret Hart, and he tombstones Bret Hart while Kane chokeslams Steve Austin in the middle of the ring. And all of a sudden, lightning hits and Sting appears in the ring, and he points his bat to both Kane and The Undertaker, and they stop their vicious attack. And then Sting then points his bat at Bret Hart, and both men grab Bret Hart, and they double choke slam Bret Hart. And then Sting walks over there and he kicks Austin out of the ring like you're not a part of this. And he just kicks Austin out of the ring, and Austin rolls and falls on the floor. You know, and then Austin gets back up. Like after he hits the floor, he gets up, while Kane and The Undertaker are beating the shit out of Bret Hart. And Austin just stands there for a minute like, should I help him out or should I not? And the crowd's just like standing there, you know, they're just like, whoop his ass, Steve, whoop his ass, Steve. And then Steve Austin, with the crowd behind him, he gets back in the ring and he starts waylaying on everybody. You know, he opens up a can of Stone Cold Steve Austin whoop ass, and he's hitting everybody. He hits Sting with a stunner, he hits Kane with a stunner, he hits Undertaker with a stunner. And Steve Austin, he stands in the ring and he picks up Bret Hart. You know, and Bret Hart gives Austin a low blow, and then Bret Hart grabs his title and hightails it out the ring. And after Bret Hart gives him a low blow, the Undertaker Undertaker and Kane at the same time just instantly shoot up at the same time. And then they grab Austin and do a double choke slam to Austin, ending the show. And that finishes. So this segment got 100. We finished the show. Let's see what we got. We got a 94. Not bad. Increased our popularity in 37 regions. Canada would have got some, but we don't have we need a better TV deal in Canada, pretty much. we're going to go ahead and finish the show. That has been Monday Night Raw, guys. Like always, please like the video. Leave a like. It helps us out a lot. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. If you want to watch more TEW content, click on the playlist. And if you're not subscribed, click right here to subscribe. Let's check out Monday Nitro real quick. Once again, Kevin Nash being the star. They got an 81. Dean Malenko defeats Diamond Alex Page for the United States title. So Dean Malenko is now their United States champion. Scott Hall defeats Mike Ernest. Randy Savage and Barry Windham defeat Steven Richards and Jim Duggan in a cage match. Kevin Nash defeats Joey Maggs by countout. New World Order, which is Buff Bagwell and Showtime, defeat Alex Wright and the Armstrongs. Interview with Scott Hall. Raging Bulls defeat Public Enemy in the tables. Steven Regal gives a promo. Art Anderson, Roddy Piper, Ming defeats the Sky. Hollywood Hogan attacks Ric Flair, and an interview with Diamond Alex Page talking about how he's going to drop the title to Dean Malenko today. So that was that retirement for Donna Murray. Let's see here. Dean Malenko pickup. Luke Williams, Bushwhacker Luke, and yeah, that was pretty much it. Like always, guys, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Like the video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you're liking this stuff. If you have ideas, man, drop them down below. Let me see tell me what y'all would like to see. Who would y'all like me to book? Da-da-da-da-da-da. And like always, guys, like I always say, if you can't play with each other, then please, 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 play with yourself. This is Dylan the Villain. I'll see y'all in the next one, guys.